Hey, good morning. This is Mark Oskowitz. Oh boy, it's the morning. It's Mark Oskowitz from Tri-Gable Farm. As promised, for all those people who took the fermented foods and drinks classes yesterday, I wanted to do like a few videos for the following day. So this is not quite 24 hours. It's like 22 hours later. We're checking on the fermented foods, and we'll scoot around. We'll check on the fermented drinks and everything in a bit too. So just some details of things. I'm going back to my books, and I'm like making sure that I'm following the recipes, and I'm taking note because I'm taking note of how long all of this stuff should take. So on the top of all the jars, I took my little marker and I wrote on the top of all the jars either a little note about like how many days, like this one, just the number 3 days. This one's got a 3 and a B. Why 3 and a B? Because it's like about 3 days, but I'm definitely looking for bubbles before I retire the pickled eggs to the refrigerator. And then I got some, 1 to 2 W weeks. There you go. So like, it's to give me a ballpark. I did all these in the same day, so therefore I can kind of keep track. Oh yeah, that was that first Saturday in February, and I can keep track of everything. So here's the thing: is that last night I was hearing some of these little tops go ping ping, here and there as they were expanding and more gas, carbon dioxide was forming on the inside, and so now some of these are stiff. These are super stiff. You probably can't hear anything because as I'm taking the sauerkraut and trying to push down, there's so much pressure on this. This top is it's like domed. It's hard to see, but that top is domed because there's a lot of activity inside that sauerkraut. But one that might have like a little less activity is like this one. This one hasn't even popped up yet, so I can't even push it down. It's basically it doesn't have any activity, and if we're quiet and we open it up, there's probably not going to be any hiss or anything. This is the pickled peppers for making a hot sauce. Nope, nothing. So it's going to take its time. Remember, that's the one that we added a little bit of whey to kickstart it. This one is that raspberry shrub. So this one, you can hear it because I can move that top. I couldn't move the top on this one because it's so stiff. But this one has a little pressure built in. Let's listen. Okay, nothing popping there, sizzling on that. That's it, yeah. And we got pickled beets. There was a little something there. So that sign of that little hiss, which might be hard to pick up on the camera. Maybe I'll bring it a little closer next time. Just like when we're opening up a bottle of soda or something like that. That little hiss is like what we're looking for. 3 to 12 days. Pickled beets. Gotta wait on that. Let's go back to the pickled eggs. Let's listen. It's a little something there. All right. And it's cloudy again because we got the whey in there. Go to our pickles. Okay, our pickles. This one's one of the ones that's a little firm. We'll listen. Okay, and that one even had some bubbles. There you go, some bubbles coming up. Now yesterday there might have been some oxygen bubbles that we were trying to get out of there, and this shouldn't have had any oxygen on the inside. So those are likely carbon dioxide bubbles that we're getting now. All right, now this one right here. Carrots typically is a very active ferment because of all the sugars that are in it. We talked about that yesterday. But you see how this one has a lot of head space? That means that it's got a lot of room to capture all that gas. So there's a little something there. Now the last two to open up, these are gonna leak. That's why I'm over the sink. I'm not gonna bring these to the phone because the phone's not over the sink. So we got the kimchi, so. Again, I don't know what's picking up, but I heard a hiss on that one. And now there's enough room to put nothing overflowed. This one was so active that like last night I opened it up. None of the other ones did I open up. All right, and this one's really firm too. And there really isn't like a layer at the top to kind of capture any of that gas. Yeah, there we go. So I'm trying to do this slow. You can see, maybe you can see, gas bubbles moving their way up. See, here's what, if I open it up so fast, all those gas bubbles will rush to the top and they'll flood out and I'll lose some of the brine that's in there. So that's why I'm trying to kind of do this one a little. Right, now that's completely loose. Okay, this one's so active that I don't, well, we're still good. We're still good on like brine levels and everything in there. I debated switching the top out for this with one of those fermentation airlocks. One of these that we talked about yesterday. And I was going to, but I kind of want to I want you to see how active that one still remains over the next few days, so I'll leave that on. Okay, so that's checking in on all the little jar babies and opening them up. And the next thing, I just remember I was telling you that I'm starting to refresh my scobies and everything. I was buying them. This one came in the mail. And it's so active that it's like expanding the bag, and I'm like, oh man, I can't really sit on this. I need to turn that, start that kombucha process and everything. So yeah, that bag is expanded and everything, which I've actually never had one come to me that way. I'm sure the plastic can handle it. But yesterday, I was talking, it takes 30 minutes for me to make a batch of kombucha, but I want you to see how fast it really is when you kind of dial things in. So, I got my cup of sugar in my gallon jar. So again, all from yesterday. This has been steeping my tea like we talked about yesterday. So this is still really hot. Okay. All I want to do is just quickly dissolve that sugar and then lower the temp. Yeah, because that tea was hot, that sugar is dissolved. Now I'm just adding straight cold water to it. Yeah. There we go. So that I don't kill the SCOBY. Yeah, and we're there for temperature. We're at 84, which is within an acceptable range. To not shock and kill this, because this is at room temperature and it's living organisms. And what I do? There we go. Yeah, so if you were in the class yesterday, there wasn't a single batch that I made this fast because I'm talking through everything. You can back up the video and everything. So now this is on the counter for a week or two. And let's go ahead. Let's see if I can do both. Bring the camera over. And let's go check on the jar babies in the other room. They have all the kombucha going. We're cradling a baby. Let's go. Okay. So over here, we've got a little heat mat. There we go. And you can see my winter setup. There's a heat mat underneath. There's a seedling heat mat underneath, and then I kind of keep a little bit of cloth on top, a little bit of cloth on the sides, so that they can still breathe and everything. Remember, these are the ones that we had from yesterday that we are flavoring, and these are the ones that we restarted. One of them with my original SCOBY, one with a brand new SCOBY. And then we're gonna add another one to the mix, which is another new SCOBY. And we also got temperatures and everything. So this jar that's been on the outside, that's out, furthest away, furthest protected, I think it's at 70 degrees. So that's acceptable. It's gonna be a slow chug along, but that's okay. This one right here is at 74. So I just want you to see the temperature variation, 70, 74. And then as we work our way on the inside and check the ones towards the back, we've got, it's hard to see without the light, 77 degrees and 76 degrees for that one in the back. Part of it is, that I wanted you to see was that idea of there's going to be some variability, but like my house is like set to 68 or so. It doesn't mean that this room is actually 68. You know, the thermostat's over in the other room, so this room might be like 65, 64, which would be too cold, like we talked about with these. It would really slow down the fermentation process. So that's it. This is what, you know, in 10, 11 minutes, this is what the next day looks like. Checking in on things. Certainly you can see how fast this process is in the morning before you go to work to just like check on everything. And yeah, I'll be doing this again. So the jars that are like chugging along, I'm gonna be like, you know, checking in on those tonight again. And then tomorrow morning, next time I do a video will probably be tomorrow afternoon after work. All right, take care, bye.